press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your English class. We are going to continue the chapter that we left behind in the previous class, that is Babar Ali. We learned a few things about Babar Ali, who he is, what does he do, and who is he helping. So with that, we are going to look today into the name of his school and what happens in his school. So alright students, follow your copies on page number 47. Anand Shiksha, okay, I'll begin from the previous statement and then we can continue. That is why he took the initiative of opening his very own school, Anand Shiksha Niketan. Now this was his school. Okay, name of his school, what's it? Anand Shiksha Niketan. Babar Ali actually started his school at the mere age of 9. So at what age did he start his school? At the age of 9. In fact, his school Anand Shiksha Niketan grew out of a game. Let's see what this game was. Now that's the change of the font size shows you what that game was that they played. Now his school Anand Shiksha Niketan basically grew out of the game that they played when they were young. We used to play school with me as a teacher. Now we all have done this, isn't it? We have played school, we have played kitchen games, we have played being a parent. Okay, everybody has taken different roles and played. School also we have played. Somebody acted as a teacher and they are teaching maybe letters of the alphabet, or they are teaching something else, rhymes or something else. Everybody has taken that role. Here Babar Ali also used to play and he acted as the teacher. My friends had never seen the inside of a school, so they enjoyed playing students. So they didn't have an idea, his friends didn't have an idea how the school atmosphere is. So he used to give them that kind of an atmosphere because he had seen it. Who is that he? Babar Ali had seen it. So he used to act like the teacher and he used to imitate his teacher, how his teacher used to teach or how his teacher used to say certain things. He used to imitate the teacher and teach the students. So we all do, isn't it? Now if we have one or two favorite teachers of ours, when maybe we are talking to each other or we are playing with each other, we tend to imitate the teacher we like the most. Alright. Moving on, turn your page. They ended up learning arithmetic and enjoying it. Now what did Babar Ali teach them? Even though it was a game, it was a process of learning. They learned arithmetic. Said Babar Ali while trying to explain how he initially started teaching. So he gave an explanation of what was that game and why he got that interest to teach or how he started teaching. In 2002, a game got institutionalized by the strength of 8. Now in 2002, this game that we're playing of a school or school teacher or school, that got a name, okay? It got recognition with the strength of 8 students only. Beginning 8 students only. So you must remember all these numbers. So gradually word spread and the numbers grew. So word of mouth, everybody said he's teaching there, he's teaching here, and then there were more number of students who came in. Help began to come from other quarters. Babar's own teachers, monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, sympathetic IAS officers, even local cops. Now everybody was impressed. All these categories and other categories of people started to help Babar Ali. That is funding Babar Ali because they liked or were interested in what he was doing. Basically they were impressed. Okay, if I have to take the word interested, place impressed there. Basically they were impressed by what Babar Ali did. So who were his support system? His own teachers supported him. The monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, okay, the monks who were there sympathetic IAS officers who were feeling pity for that boy, these IAS officers, civil servants, and the local cops. Alright, we move on. When Babar first thought of a midday meal scheme, the rice came from his father's fields. But now with the aid of the friends in the administration, it comes from the government stock. Now he initiated this midday meal scheme in a school also, and rice was taken from his father's field. But after that, when a lot of recognition was got, they got it from the government. Today, 9 years down the line, the school has 600 regular attendees and over 220 students on roll call and 800 students in total, with 10 volunteer teachers teaching grades 1 to 8. Okay. After 2002, 9 years down the line, after 2002, 9 years after 2002, the school has 60 regular attendees, that is 60 students who come on a regular basis. 200 students on roll call, that is attendance. 200 students are registered on roll call attendance. That's, we say, isn't it? Answer your roll call, answer your attendance. So roll call, 200 students on roll call who are registered, who have taken admission. And 800 students in total. So with the, see the number, they began with 8 and now they have gone to 800 after 9 years. Okay. Then they have volunteer teachers also teaching them. 10 of them are volunteering, just like Babar Ali used to do. They do their kind of job, so they go for work, they go to study, and then they come here and teach the students in another way that they would like. His little afternoon venture is now registered and recognized by the West Bengal state government. So his small journey that he began, wanted to take it to a certain destination, now after 9 years is being recognized by the West Bengal state government, which means the students graduating from Babar school are eligible to be transferred to other local high schools. So his institution or his small school that is there is being registered under the government, and students who are taking education there in his school from him, as well as he is the headmaster, from him as well as the other volunteer teachers, can take a transfer to other local high schools. That is, you are recognized that you have got an education. When the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their chores and jobs at the daytime, they run to attend Babar's afternoon school. Okay? They arrive in time for Tulumashi's opening bell. So there's an opening bell, a bell that rings for the school to open in the afternoon, because all go to work, all go to study, and then come and meet in the afternoon for the purpose of study. Meet some pure, good, kind souls. Okay. Now this Tulurani Hazra is what I want you to mark and keep. Clad in widow's whites, stick in hand, Tulurani Hazra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist by afternoon. Okay. Now she is a widow. She is wearing a white sari, clad. Okay, she is covered in white sari, a stick in a hand. Tulurani Hazra is a fishmonger in the morning. She sells fish in the morning, and then she is a crusading educationalist. That is, who are like a specialist in the theory of education, or who are specialists in the field of education, an educationalist. So she is a fishmonger in the morning, and she is an educationalist in the afternoon. On fish selling rounds of nearby villages, her job is to confront erring parents who have stopped sending their children to school and find new students. So she is helping Babar Ali how? Whenever she is going to sell fish to each houses, she makes sure that she tells the parents, those who have not sent their children to school, she makes them aware of what education they have to get. She herself is illiterate. She's not able to read and write, okay? But she is making others aware through her knowledge of what she has got through Babar Ali's school. Okay. She's confronting is now telling something face to face. I have caught you red-handed, okay, I'm confronting you for what you have said. That is face to face, I'm saying something to you. Then erring parents is something some people who have done wrong. Now what's the wrong thing that these parents have done is of not sending their children to school. So that now she goes and tells these parents of why they should send their children to school, and then in turn finds new students for Babar Ali's school. She has recruited 80 till now, okay. Okay, she has recruited 80 till now. So 80 students are being brought by Rani Hazra. This crusading educationalist is, crusading is someone who is taking part in some vigorous action that is there, some vigorous protest, some challenging thing that has to be done. Here what is the challenging thing is of bringing students to the Babar Ali's school. The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school student volunteers. Now who is teaching? There are little children who are studying, so the teachers are high school students. They take and volunteer in certain schools. Now there are foundations like that where you can go and become a teacher volunteer. Okay, you can teach the students during your free times, and then you can impart the knowledge that you have. Okay, they also are average teenagers who are helping out Babar in making a difference. So they are all at the same age, they are sailing in the same boat, they are all teenagers who are helping little children learn what they can do from themselves. The most educated Debarita goes to college in Behrampur. So now there is another volunteer there, Debarita. Please mark it. Debarita is, she is the most educated out of all the volunteers who are there, and she is doing her college in Behrampur. Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. And this is what I told you. Babar Ali is doing it just the way he has learned from his teachers. Now we tend to do it. Now if we want to become a teacher, or if we want to take the profession of teaching, we always do remember one or two teachers we were interested in, who used to teach the subject very nicely, who used to make us understand. Any language teachers or subject teachers, everybody is fascinated by one or the other teachers. So when we get into the same profession, we tend to follow their values, we tend to follow what they used to do or how they used to teach. So Babar Ali used to also do the same thing. He used to give lessons to his students, he used to teach the students just as the way he taught, or he was being taught by his teachers, or how he heard from his teachers. There is no building or establishment for his school, so there is no infrastructure at all, absolutely no infrastructure. He teaches his students under the open sky. Now this is what we have referred to earlier, open sky, and then they sit in the backyard of Babar Ali's house. Some children sit in the mud, others on rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. Some sit on mud, okay, maybe the ground there, and then rickety benches are, it's in such a poor condition that if you sit it's going to fall down. So rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. So they have a small shelter, posters are being put down, one or two walls, that's it, and some benches which are very which are going to get spoiled soon or in a poor condition, and some have to go and sit in mud, so they don't have any surface or a classroom atmosphere that's there. Just like you have benches and desks, they don't have of certain kinds, but on the other hand they do their kind of education, or they learn in this way. Okay, the family chickens scratch around nearby. So there are hens and cocks there. They are roaming around inside the house as the children are studying. Now, this is just like when you go to tuitions, if they have a puppy or if they have a kitten, they are also moving here and there. In the same way, here the chickens are moving, the hens and the cocks. In every corner of the yard, groups of children can be groups of children can be seen studying hard. So here and there they have groups, just like you do your group studies. Here and there are people who are studying very hard, who put in their heart and soul in studying certain things that they would like to. And the knowledge, where are they getting the knowledge from? They are getting the knowledge from Babar Ali. Okay. It's much easier to enroll kids who are not so old enough. So class 1 and class 2 have over 200 students. So when children are small, it's easy to convince. Sometimes children are rebellious also because they would like to do what they want. But you can convince them and bring them into something else. That capacity elders can do with children. But some children don't listen to, some children do listen. So here it was easier to bring in students from grade 1 and grade 2. So grade 1 and grade 2 had over 200 students. Let's take maybe 100 each or something like that. But in total, grade 1, grade 2 had 200 students. Class 8 had just 20 students. So as they are aging, as they grow older, not aging, as they grow older, maybe parents force them into working something, or parents force them into doing something which they don't like. Basically, if they are a very poor family and they would like to have additional income, as children are getting older, they go to a lot of jobs that they can do. So here class 8 had just 20 students, only 20 students in class 8. But look at the number of students in class 1 and class 2. They study 10 subjects and are mostly taught by Babar and Debarita Bhattacharya. So 10 subjects is what they study. How many have we studied and how many do you study? 6 of them, isn't it? 4 core subjects and 2 languages. One is compulsory, that is the language I am teaching you. One is a choice of language, isn't it? 6 subjects is I have studied, you are also studying, but here they are studying 10 subjects and are mostly taught by Babar and Debarita Bhattacharya. So Debarita is another volunteer, she is going to college in Behrampur. Debarita is another volunteer who has been helping out for a long time now. Alright. Textbooks are free from class 1 to 5. 1 to 5th class textbooks are free for the students of these classes. But for the rest, money needs to be arranged. So rest of them have to arrange their money. On any given day, there are close to 400 students physically present in Babar's front yard. So any given day, that is maybe on all days, at least 400 students are there in Babar's front yard, okay? Sitting there, listening to him, learning from him and getting knowledge. Okay. It's hard to get the children to listen being so young themselves. See, sometimes when the teacher and the student have a very less age difference, sometimes it's difficult for the teacher to control because there is no much age gap. Sometimes if there is an age gap of many years, then it automatically settles down there. But if it's a fresh teacher, you see, if it's a fresh teacher who just started the teaching career, then the age difference is very less. If you are teaching college, the age difference of the students and you is very less because you're just out of college, they're just finishing college. So there sometimes it takes as a disadvantage, but otherwise it's an advantage if there is an age gap. Here, they being young themselves, they being teenagers, they had a lot of energy, they were full of enthusiasm, and that's how they could take in this task very easily. Alright? The narrow age gap works to our advantage, says Baba. We are more like friends. The rod is sparred in my school. See, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's a disadvantage and an advantage also. If the teacher's age gap is much nearer to your age, it's easy for both alike, student and the teacher, to understand each other easily because they are on the same plane or the same generation line. So if they're too old and a teacher and too young students, then sometimes it can be difficult. Some teachers are really wonderful. Here what happened, they were teenagers. These children, see now till class 8th, they are also getting into class 8th is almost 13 years. Yeah, or 12 and a half, 13. So see the age difference. These teenagers were 16, 17, only the Deborah was a little older to them. But otherwise, see, a very less age gap that was there. So Babar Ali says, we were more like friends. There was not a problem as such because of the age gap, and that added to our advantage because we could be more friends than a strict teacher-student relationship. The rod is sparred in my school. That's a phrase, the rod is sparred, meaning there was no punishment. There is no punishment in my school. The rod is sparred. The rod that is there is sparred. That is not being brought into picture at all. Alright. So that's all I got about Babar Ali for now. Getting to know about a person like him makes me realize how insignificant I am and yet again how lucky. Now this was our Tanveer who was narrating this half the part of the story for us. He was a youth leader volunteer, I told you in the previous class. So that is how he has given a gist, or he has given a lot of details about who Babar Ali was, what is to happen in a school, who were his students, I mean how many number of students were there. So all this was given to us by Tanveer. Now there is a conclusion coming for us. Now he says that's all I know for Babar Ali now, and I don't know any, I don't have any or I haven't collected any much detail. Getting to know about a person like him makes me realize how insignificant I am. Okay. He says, after I've known Babar Ali, I feel that I'm very small. I am very what is that? Insignificant, meaning like an unimportant person. Okay, unimportant person, and yet again on the other hand he also feels how lucky he is. Maybe because for various other reasons of how he's got an education, or how of his chance of encountering Babar Ali, his chance of meeting and knowing Babar Ali. Okay, lucky. And even though I finished my story here, Babar Ali's story continues. So he says, I have finished my story of Babar Ali, but Babar Ali's story is still continuing. He has not only helped out hundreds of children to get enlightened, he has also inspired millions of youth like us. So he says, his way was not only of teaching hundreds of students, okay, making enlightenment is making them aware of certain things, but he has also become an inspiration, a role model to millions of youths like us. Okay, for you also he is a role model because see it's your age itself. You may be 15 and a half, 16, almost getting closer to 17, but in that age frame. So he has become an inspiration also to millions of youth like us, is what Tanveer tells. Okay, Babar Ali's tale is a testament to the difference that one person can make in his or her world. Now, Babar Ali is a testament. Babar Ali's tale is a testament meaning some kind of a document or some kind of a will, some kind of a personal thing that I have. Testament, sometimes if you have got some kind of a healing, you go and tell, these are the wonders that happen. So that is, I'm telling what has happened to me. Now Babar Ali's story itself is a kind of a document for us, is a kind of some story that is of importance, which is inspiring the others. Now it's a testament to whom? It's a testament to people who think that I have nothing, I can do nothing. Babar Ali's life is, even though I have nothing, I can make it. So see, positive affirmations or positive words are always needed. I can do it, I will do it, and I should do it. Okay, something like that. It's not that I shouldn't be doing, I couldn't do it, I will not, I mustn't. No, don't add NT there. So here Babar Ali's story gives us and tells us that each person in his or her own world, that is your small little world, also you can make a big difference. But what you should do? You must take a chance. You must grab a certain opportunity that comes your way. In case you're wise enough to grab that opportunity, then you can make wonders. But you should also know how to take away that opportunity and make good use of it. It's just like if you are given maybe certain vegetables, okay, cauliflower or cabbage or whatever. Can you just keep it in your hand and think, okay, I'll have this for the afternoon lunch? You need to peel it, you need to cook it, isn't it? That's how. When opportunity is in your hand, you need to know how to use it. In this case, it was a mere child who decided to do something about a situation he felt was unfair. Now here is Babar Ali's case. He was a small child, any other ordinary child who got an exposure to education, who went into school and learned certain things, and then after that he decided that he must do something to children who are getting into these unfair methods, who are made to work unnecessarily, and a certain situation that children are put into which is unfair on the parents' part or the society's part. His story also bears evidence to the fact that if you have a will, then surely there is a way. So where there is a will, there is a way. That's Babar Ali for us. That a 9-year-old can alone change the world should be enough inspiration for all of us to come out of our closed cocoons and help make a difference. So a 9-year-old Babar Ali can come out and make such a big difference for us. Then we all of us, cocoon is small before it becomes a butterfly, isn't it? So instead of staying inside that and not knowing the outside world, it's better to break that cocoon and come out with flying colors. So isn't it high time that we be the change that we want to see in the world? And this is a question for you students. So isn't it high time that we be the change that we want to see in the world? Now we cannot be sitting and expecting this is what I want the world to be. Can't I make a difference in it? Can't I contribute in it? I can. Why can't I? I can contribute a little. See, I cannot hold the whole world in my hand. No. Whatever I can do, little in my part, little in my area, in my locality, in my community, and a society at large will also make a big difference. Today a Babar Ali, maybe tomorrow it could be someone from among us. So it could be one of you tomorrow. Today Babar Ali's name is highlighted here and it's written in the text. So tomorrow it can be one of you who has made a greater impact in the society, and maybe other next generation of students will be studying about you. Okay? So it can be anybody. It can be anybody who can be making a name. And it is not very often that we come across someone like Babar Ali. Coming from a small village in Murshidabad, he should be commended for the audacity of hoping. Audacity is boldness, courage. Okay, so he was from a small village. And we didn't know that Babar Ali could make such a name of being the world's youngest headmaster. So see, this is how it has happened. He has come from a small village and he has contributed to making certain things better. It is this hope and the faith that he has upon himself that has helped him come all this way. Okay? So faith and belief in himself has brought him so far. So here is to Babar Ali. We salute you for dreaming and making your dreams come true. So salute is to Babar Ali for making all the dreams come true. Thank you very much students for listening.